And okay, and here he's just got an overwhelming position. I mean, just the bishop is under threat, the knight is under threat. Something has to drop, and he captures the bishop. But I would just capture the bishop with check.
I think there's a couple of things are going to be dropping here, aren't they? I mean, I've seen, you know, it's going to be a piece down at the end of the quite simple complications for Duda. He's shaking his head there. Yeah. I mean, he is the master of surviving, but he can't survive this.
No, and he's taken the knight with check. The rooks probably have to swap themselves off, and then you can just flick in a rook takes bishop.
Yeah, simple.
The black king is most likely to move. I think this is the only way to continue the game, only way to survive. There's a small trick. If white had got greedy and grabbed the black bishop, we would have seen a complete turnaround. But, of course, first you trade off a set of rooks. And we're going to see a situation where white has rook, knight and pawn. It's key that white's pawn survived against a rook and pawn. If white's pawn wasn't on the board, it would actually be a draw. A rook and knight alone against a black rook would not be sufficient. But white's pawn is going to do the damage, and yeah, it's game over. Just as long as there's no mouse slips now, I think we can chalk this one up as a win for Ivanchuk. He navigated those tactics perfectly. He built up the dominating winning position, the big attack, even in an endgame, and he turned that attack, he transformed it into a material advantage, and that's just very professional. It's, yeah, no way Duda's pawn can ever go anywhere. And white's king is going to snake forward.
And a white pawn, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you need to do, get the pawn up to the 6th rank, 3 squares forwards, and you'll have some checkmate ideas there as well. So,
and maybe it's not such a help for black to have the pawn on the board, because then, you know, he at least might have some stalemating ideas like this. It's not going to happen. The white king is going to step forward.
Yeah, pretty simple for Chucky now.
Now the pawn can come forward. Teamwork. Always remember that.
Yeah. We need more Chucky in these events.
Definitely. Yeah.
Just
definitely. What a player.
Give us more Chucky.
About to win another game. One more game is still going on between the 2 youngest players in the tournament. Praggnanandhaa, who's had a fantastic day so far, winning all his games. But it looks like right now Christopher Yu is doing a good job. Maybe a draw in that game. We'll keep an eye on that as well.
Yeah, and actually, so far there have been no draws in this round. Ivanchuk's going to win, so we're going to have at least 7 out of the 8 games being decisive. That Praggnanandhaa against Yu game looks super exciting. The evaluation bar's in the middle, but it's anything but a draw at the moment. It looks super sharp. So, yeah, we might see 8 decisive games in this round.
Do you know, does white have a checkmating idea? Just stick the knight onto b6 and then move the king over.
Arabian checkmate, yeah.
That's the Vukovic.
Yep, the what?
The Vukovic. Anyway.
I don't even know what you said there.
Ivanka knows all the checkmate names, Simon.
The what?
Well, now he's going for a different checkmate.
OK. Yeah. The Arabian. What was the checkmate you said? Sorry, Ivanka.
It's OK, go on.
Let's show these checkmates on the board. Okay, Ivanka can explain. Let's keep an eye on the players. We might see a result any moment. White's knight could have jumped forward, and then the white king could, for example, just step forward. And this is the checkmate Ivanka wanted to see. Yep. The rook stepping across next move, trapping the king.
Vukovic, after the guy who wrote the Art of Attack.
OK, yeah. Great player. Yeah, amazing player.
Great chessable course, the Art of Attack.
I hear it's brilliant. The best.
Meanwhile, the other checkmate that could be incoming, this is a check, of course, if white's king hides, as it does, then say the black pawn steps forward. We'll see, most likely, the black king march towards the centre, but if it does go to the corner, one we've touched on before today, the Arabian checkmate. The rook and knight doing the business. And meanwhile, let's go back to the players. I think we have seen... Have we seen a result? we have indeed.
Duda has resigned. It is another win for the 53-year-old Vasyl Ivanchuk. Wow, what a day. He is on fire, and he is not struggling at all against these youngsters. Still on top of his game. Are you surprised to see him do this well, Simon? I mean, he was about to win the first game against Pragg as well. Time trouble.